He didn't threaten you, did he? No, I never even exchanged a single word with him. Please never speak to people like that again. Thank goodness I stayed inside my car, didn't get involved, didn't say a thing. This was nothing short of pure harassment, people following you, filming you, trying to provoke a reaction. Does he live nearby? Nope. Just another internet attention seeker, twisting facts and blowing nothing into something. Would your boss even know him? Oh, right, he's one of those so-called content creators. Now, right in the eye of this, storm sits Tiffany Henyard, mayor of Dolton, Illinois, caught in the middle of a massive scandal, drowning in public fury. Why? Because leaked bodycam footage just surfaced, showing federal agents arresting her. Yep, arrested, and this has been building for some time. She's been under scrutiny for months. Now it's exploding. The allegations, corruption, misconduct, outright lies. This isn't noise. This is serious, real consequences. Real damage. The people of Dolton have reached their limit. They've demanded change, and now years of mismanagement, deceit, and alleged illegal actions are coming to light. And those three jokers riding shotgun with her? Please, they aren't the brightest. They act like they hold all the answers. Like their words mean something, but it's all just hot air. Listening to Henyard, you don't hear a leader. You hear someone totally unfit to lead. Rumors of her arrest had been swirling for months, and most folks expected this day. Now it's official. Reports say the FBI has taken her in, and the woman who once thought she was untouchable could soon be behind bars. The investigation began last November, and since then subpoenas have flown, uncovering a tangled web of fraud, shady expenses, and cover dash-ups. Just last week, the community rallied in a protest called Take Our Town Back. Says it all. People are desperate, they're fed up. And this isn't her first run-in with the law. Unlike her earlier arrest for illegally entering someone's car, this time she's facing a mountain of trouble. 22 criminal charges. 22, that's not a scandal. That's a full-on meltdown. Even her lawyer reportedly dropped her, saying she couldn't pay him. Meanwhile, Dolton is sinking in a $20 million financial crisis. This is what happens when someone with zero qualifications treats a town like their personal playground. To put it in perspective, Henyard was elected mayor in 2021, sure. But most of her power and cash come from her role as township supervisor. That job pays over $220,000 a year. And how did she get it? The previous supervisor passed away, and she just stepped in. Then, to hold on to her position, she passed a rule cutting the salary for anyone challenging her down to just $25,000. Yeah, you heard that right. From over $220,000 down to $25,000 just to scare off competitors. That's not politics, that's a power grab. It got so bad the town had to hire a former Chicago official, paying him $400 an hour to start untangling the chaos. That's how deep this mess runs. But now, it feels like justice is finally catching up. After all, the cover-ups, the delays, the silence, it's speeding up. For the first time in a long time, the people of Dolton might see real accountability. Town officials, some of whom have been warning for months, are reportedly relieved. The FBI is stepping in to do what nobody else would, protect the town from the person who was supposed to serve it. They've been pleading for help, highlighting millions of missing dollars with no records, no explanations. Now, the investigation is exposing it all: fraud, embezzlement, theft of taxpayer funds, painting a picture of a mayor who treated Dolton like her own bank. Bottom line, this isn't just a scandal. It's a case study of how far things can fall when you give the wrong person unchecked power and don't hold them accountable. The community is struggling with the fallout as Dolton sinks deeper into debt under her watch. Breaking news from Illinois: the FBI conducted raids on Dolton and Thornton Township, delivering federal subpoenas to seize records tied to corruption claims against Mayor Tiffany Henyard. According to ABC 7 News, FBI agents acting on court orders collected personnel files, police records, and financial documents as part of an ongoing investigation. Inside, Henyard faces fierce criticism from her own council members, many openly condemning her conduct. In a recent interview, she claimed, innocence and blamed her political enemies, but the situation has clearly gone beyond political fights. The council even hired former Chicago mayor and ex-U.S. Attorney Lori Lightfoot to lead an independent probe into the corruption charges against her. Allegations have piled up quickly. One city employee accused Henyard of sexual assault during a city-funded trip to Las Vegas, while reports surfaced about unpaid workers and illegal firings. The scandal keeps unraveling. When Henyard appeared on a recent show, insiders described her demeanor as unbelievable. Exactly why there's this growing trail of negligence and criminal behavior linked to her. Those three people involved, they aren't just wrong, they're way off. Their intelligence is almost non-existent. They actually think their nonsense matters, that they're fooling everyone, but the reality is totally different. None of their claims hold any water. And to think someone like Henyard speaking like she does is actually the mayor? A real leader? That's laughable. While she was there, FBI agents reportedly conducted interviews on site. The controversy also includes Henyard's misuse of Dolton's police department. A former police chief revealed she often ordered her police security detail to run personal errands rather than official duties, proving she exploited her power and village resources for personal gain instead of serving the community. Officers meant to protect residents became her chauffeurs. Critics call her one of the most deceitful, self-serving leaders Dolton has ever seen. Multiple reports claim she bullied officials and fired anyone who dared hold her accountable. Nationwide, Tiffany Henyard has become a deeply divisive figure. She runs a small Illinois town and nearly everyone wants her gone, mostly due to her blatant misuse of public funds. For starters, she moves around town with a full-time security team costing taxpayers around $250,000 a year. But that's just the beginning. She's allegedly wasted public money on giant billboards plastered with her name and face, branded government vehicles and buildings, and even made a personalized 2024 calendar celebrating her birthday. On top of that, she's made it nearly impossible for anyone to challenge her in elections. Her current salary is about $225,000 annually, but she engineered a rule-cutting challenger salaries to just $25,000, a brutal 90% pay cut designed to discourage competition. Still, despite these barriers, people keep stepping up to run against her, determined to remove her from office. The fallout from her leadership goes beyond finances. For many Dolton residents, it's deeply personal. Stories of fear, financial hardship, and neglect caused by local government have started surfacing, showing just how much her misrule has hurt the community. These testimonies reveal the true human cost of Henyard's alleged corruption, exposing the deep pain suffered by everyday people caught in the aftermath. One courageous woman shared she waited decades, 20, 30 years, and if her worst nightmare ever became real, she knew she couldn't stay silent anymore. Justice, she said, must come swiftly, without delay. She's already fought through trauma, battled depression, and turned to prayer for strength to speak out, and now she's ready to stand tall. But this fight is bigger than her. She's raising her voice for every woman who suffered in silence, lives in fear, and feels powerless. She stands for those muted and alone and refuses to stand by herself. Henyard's assistants were expected to be honest, especially with her around, since she constantly demanded their opinions while multitasking. One assistant remembered planning an upcoming trip, mentioning dates including May 21st. "That's my 31st birthday," she said. "I've never been to Vegas, and I wasn't sure if I'd go, but just being there on my birthday, even for work, would mean a lot to me." She added, "You know how hard I work. This isn't about fun. It's something I've wanted to do." This candid tone sharply contrasted Henyard's explosive moments. In a fiery outburst caught on video, she was seen yelling at city officials, declaring loudly, "I'm the leader." Her meltdown made many think she was cracking and avoiding responsibility. "Y'all forget, I am the leader." "People want to hear from the leader, not from officials who just sit around and talk," she shouted, adding fuel to the fire. Former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot recently released detailed findings exposing Henyard's reckless handling of public funds. Lightfoot said money meant to help Dolton residents was wasted on needless expenses and shady deals. Critics say Henyard's careless. Spending only deepened the village's financial crisis while ignoring urgent community needs. Much outrage surrounds her extravagant habits. She's accused of using taxpayer money for luxury hotels and dinners at places like Ruth's Chris Steakhouse and Bubba Gump Shrimp Co., all under the guise of conferences. She even wore a Bubba Gump hat to a town meeting shortly after locals questioned her Vegas expenses. When local media asked Tiffany about her Vegas trip, her answers were baffling at best. Remember, this is real life, not satire. Asked if she'd been to Las Vegas, she responded with confusion. What is that? Then backtracked. No, you don't know if you were in Las Vegas. Oddly replying, of course I do. When pressed on whether the trip was taxpayer-funded or if she flew first class, her answers got even more evasive. Meanwhile, breaking news from Illinois showed a major escalation. The FBI launched full raids on Dolton and Thornton Township, delivering subpoenas tied to serious corruption charges against Mayor Tiffany Henyard. Per ABC7 News, the FBI confirmed. Agents were conducting court-authorized operations, seizing critical personnel files including police records and financial documents linked to the village. Henyard, long criticized by council members, had insisted she was innocent and blamed political foes, but the situation has clearly spiraled past political blame games. The council brought in former Chicago mayor and ex-U.S. Attorney Lori Lightfoot to oversee a broad investigation into the corruption claims against Henyard. The accusations keep piling up. Most seriously, a staffer accuses Henyard of sexual assault during a city-funded trip to Las Vegas. Other claims include unpaid employees, illegal firings, and ongoing patterns of financial abuse and mismanagement. The revelations just keep coming. Even as Henyard denied everything on live TV, insiders confirmed the FBI was watching and gathering evidence while she spoke.